This is going to be the first time I'm going to talk about economics on YouTube, but I'm no stranger when it comes to economics. I used to trade stocks a lot before 2020, before the C word happened. And I was doing pretty well for myself, but I haven't touched stocks since then because, things just didn't seem right. Hyperinflation, the world shut down, but the money supply going up. All sorts of weird stuff happening then. We were due for a crash in 2019. Didn't get it. Stock market was just trending upwards, but inflation was also trending upwards. So if you actually adjust the market over these past 4 years to inflation, the market's basically been flat. That's just inflation that we're seeing. So finally, a few weeks ago, I started looking at stocks again. I'm like, this is crazy. Anyone I know who has a business right now, a small business, is basically unemployed because their bottom line just isn't covering it. So I got back into stocks just to do some research and see what all these companies look like, the main companies that supply the food and, the stuff that we all need, like oil, and then the tech stocks and all the stuff, like all the stuff that are basic consumer needs nowadays, right? And basically everything is just trending up, just up. There's obviously some dips, but 4 years to date, just up. Even from 2009, it's just been up with a small dip during COVID, but more or less just up. So I'm thinking that's weird. It's not like these companies are expanding and growing. These companies are firing people and they're still going up. They're making more revenue, but they also have more expenses. So you just add a zero to the cost of revenue and you add a zero to revenue, and then you end up with the same net at the bottom line. But everything's inflated. So you got to pay your employees more so they can afford their rent and so they can buy $1 million houses in Canada, and so on and so forth. So if you really add up the stuff that's been happening over the past half decade, we're due for a big crash, a big reset, a big reality check, because you can't hide from the truth in the stock market. The stock market will tell you no lies over a long enough span of time. It might be, delusional people or weird stuff going on with the actual traders in the market. Like, I don't know, the GME thing from way back was a good indicator of that mentality. In the grand scheme of things, the market has to have a reality check at some point, and now we're finally nearing that point. So we had a small crash last week. Not even like just a biggest crash since 80 something, 87 in Japan. But it seemed to have bounced back from then, but this isn't over. This is far from over. And if you're thinking about buying dips now, you're going to see some dips going forward into the future. So this isn't financial advice though. So what am I trying to say here? Nobody's making money. Like, I have a business as well, and I'm seeing the amount of work you got to put in now just to get the same amount of profit from your business is just insane. So it's not just me, and I know that for a fact. And then again, business owners feel the stuff before anyone else does. So all I'm saying is we're gonna have a very big crash soon. I've been saying this for years. I've been like weary. I haven't bought stocks. I haven't bought anything just because of the fear of the crash. But now it's genuinely seeming like it's finally transpiring. And then I'm smiling because when there's a crash, everything goes on sale. And if you're from Canada, you'll know that houses are impossible to buy. Everything is ridiculously expensive. To have a meal for two, even if it's just a basic meal, just pizza, you're paying near $50. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And then I'm into racing. this stuff doesn't happen for free. So when stuff gets this out of range for affordability, for the common things like food and housing and like, just internet bills, phone bills and stuff like that, gas bills for your house because we got to heat our houses in the winter because it's Canada, gas prices at the pump, car repairs, once everything for the normal stuff gets out of range. This stuff's been out of range for a while. Racing stuff's been just ridiculously expensive ever since COVID, basically. But this is all for leisure. When the stuff you need to stay alive gets ridiculously expensive, and then people literally start dying because things are too expensive and people start becoming homeless and jobless, we're due for a reset because, again, things cannot continue this way. Therefore, the economy is cooked.